Good evening, Oregon Trail Council, and welcome to your Fireside Chat. I say yours. We just scheduled the darn thing, but it's up to you as to what we want to talk about. We've had a pretty interesting week. We've had a pretty interesting month. Unfortunately, the last 6 months has been kind of challenging for all of us, but we're moving ahead with scouting nonetheless, and I'm real pleased with lots of things that are going on around the council, and we'll talk about some of that next time. But tonight, after our council executive gives us some thoughts from his perspective, then we'll talk about Wood Badge and lead into the future. So, Mr. Empikoven, you got some things to share with us, please?
Yeah, thank you, Randy. Well, as Randy said, this week has been really interesting. I want to thank Rob and our Debbie Bauer and the rest of our day camp committee. They've done just a fantastic job of putting on a virtual day camp this week. They've had 2 live sessions so far. We've gotten pictures. We've received pictures of scouts participating and doing some of the activities. We had great input from some scouts from different troops, that instructional videos that they put on there to help our Cub Scouts through their day camp experience. We ended up with 82, I believe, participants in our virtual day camp, and they've enjoyed the live sessions, they've enjoyed the videos, and doing some work on their own, all at a safe distance because they're doing it at home and with adult leadership. And we've got last day tomorrow with our live closing ceremony tomorrow as well. So it's been great. I think the feedback that we'll get from the participants will help us as we continue on, and possibly do some more, depending on how things go, possibly do some more virtual activities, and it really can make it exciting and worthwhile. And I know a lot of people are really interested in getting out there and doing things and making things happen in the out of doors. And that's possible, but you have to do it in a safe fashion. I'll talk about that in a minute. But there's a lot of things that you can do and make scouting still exciting for our youth with a virtual setting as well. So, and I think they've done just a great job doing that. Let me see what else. Email did go out yesterday from us. We've been getting a lot of questions from a lot of people about how we continue to scout on in the world that we live in right now. And so we just kind of set out some guidelines and just reminded everybody to stay within the state guidelines, the restarting scouting guidelines from the BSA, and encourage everybody to continue scouting. And the units that are out there have to determine what that's going to look like for them. And that if you are going to meet in person, to make sure that you're doing it in a safe manner, because the safety of our youth, our volunteers, is our first priority. So we need to make sure that we're doing that. We'll talk more about that next week. So, but just wanted to let everybody know that email went out yesterday, and if you didn't get it, we can sure send it on. Yeah, another thing I wanted to talk about, and we may not have anybody on here, but Order the Arrow. I'm also happen to be the staff advisor for the section, and we've had some discussions. At one point, our section leadership sent out the information about a virtual conclave, and encouraged chapters to have chapter watch parties. We're in the process of chatting with our youth about that. We sent out an email from our lodge. Juana Lamate up in Portland area sent one out as well, discouraging any watch parties. What really needs to happen is, if you need to connect, there's a lot of ways to connect with your friends and still watch the virtual conclave. So again, just reiterate, we do not want watch parties, group watch parties for conclave. there are other ways to connect and make sure that you can chat with your friends and still watch and have experience conclave with your buddies. Last thing I want to talk about, I think, is just Camp Baker. Already talked about it a little bit, and Jim, if it's all right, I'm probably going to call on you because you were just out there. But we continue to work on Camp Baker. Our immediate project is our shower house, which we've begun work on. We expect that project probably, hopefully, to be done winter timeframe, possibly early spring of next year, so that when our campers can start using camp again, they'll have a brand new shower house. The immediate project, the next project following that, will be a new health lodge, and we're working on that as well. We set out to raise funds to help do that, run a capital campaign, and at this point we've raised $132,000 in that capital campaign, and we have a few other asks and some other asks that we're going to make to continue that. Our ultimate goal is to try to raise $250,000 for those projects, which enables us hopefully to go through some foundations and then address a staff shower house and address a waterfront issue that we have and spruce up those areas. And as I keep telling everybody, that helps scouting in Oregon Trail Council. It helps scouts from all over the West Coast that visit our camp. Not only that, but it helps the community. It helps those organizations that come out, like Kind Tree that comes out and use Camp Baker, different schools that have, and more that might come out to Camp Baker to use it for their outdoor program, their school outdoor program. So we continue to work on Camp Baker as well as our other camps, but Baker's getting the most of the attention right now. And hopefully in about maybe 2 years, 2 or 3 years, you'll see a whole new piece of property out there. And rather than having maybe 6 to 8 weeks really of activity or use during the course of the year, we might see hopefully, 15 to 20 weeks of activity during the course of the year. So Jim, since you were just out there, if you don't mind, if you wouldn't mind talking about some of the things that you saw happening out there this week.
Well, one of the other projects is the new Scout Skills area. We'll be building a structure similar to the nature area in that, basically across the road from it, kind of down in the woods. It's very important that if you plan to go out to Camp Baker, that you contact the council office, and it might even help to give Stan or Ann a call, because we have an active logging and construction going on right now. And I mean, they're dropping 120-foot trees. And so they can do a little bit of damage to your chrome dome, Randy. But it's real important that you realize also that when you go out there, that the only thing that is open are the campsites. Every scouter has a special need and a special request that, gee, can I just use this, or could I stay in that building or whatever? And we don't need to put Scott or the rangers, especially in danger out there, because if we use buildings, we contaminate those buildings. And so we've got protocol out there that really needs to be followed, and we really shouldn't ask to be the exception to the rule, because we all are. And so it's just really exciting to see all the changes out there that's happening to it. So hang tough and it'll get done. I expect to see it way quicker than 2 or 3 years, though.
I hope so.
Yeah. Glass is half full, glass is half empty.
And I within the next year, I know we'll have the shower house done, and we'll have the new health lodge up.
Yes.
Some of it, I will tell you, my projection of 2 to 3 years is based on, sometimes it's a challenge with the different organizations that we need to work with as far as permits and some of those things it tends to take a little bit longer to make some of those things happen. So, but we continue to try to work through that.
It's just time and money, right, Scott?
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
Randy, I think that's it for us.
You sure, Scott?
Yeah.
All right.
Unless I'm forgetting something.
Jim, you sure? Okay, very good. The reason we're here tonight is because we wanted to talk to Kerry Hargreave, or have her talk with us. And Kerry is our expert on wood badge, and been the course director for eons, I guess. We're looking forward to more wood badge activity going on, but Kerry, tell us who you are and why you do wood badge, and what does it mean from a scouting standpoint? Take it away.
Okay, thank you, Randy. So who I am, my name is Kerry Hargreave, and I've been in scouting for 17 years, since my son was a wolf in Cub Scouts. And he left home 7 years ago, and I took wood badge in 2012 and just trying to think of what my role in scouting was, and I didn't really have an idea. And I took this program on the nudge of other scouters, and came back with a ticket and finished my goals, and still didn't really know. But with that training, it has led me down many paths through scouting. I haven't, I'm not an expert, but I really enjoy wood badge. I think it's a phenomenal program, and I think every scouter should go through wood badge. And why do I think that? It's because our youth, they all deserve trained leaders, and that's what wood badge is to do. It's to train our leaders so that we all have the same information that we're giving to our youth. So the purpose, I'll tell you, the purpose of wood badge is to develop the skill in our leaders so that units have trained adults. This is where I could use that nudging of people asking questions, but not quite yet. So wood badge is an advanced.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Hold on.
We'll wait.
All right. So wood badge is an advanced national leadership course. It's open only to scouting volunteers, and so scouting professionals, scouters, from Cub Scouts, Scouts BSA, venturing, Sea Scouts, explorers, district and council. Anyone can attend. You just, if you're trained in your position, you can attend wood badge. It is something that, last week we had that training, and one of the things that I walked away from last week's Fireside Chat is why should we have training done? And it's because every youth, deserves a trained leader, but it's also so that we're prepared for what comes at us in Scouts. Wood badge teaches us skills, stronger units, the what's and why of scouting, the experience, you make friends, you come together and you leave, you come together kind of as strangers and not knowing what to expect, and you leave as family. And that's just a little bit of what I can tell you, but I'd like, Randy, what were you going to say?
No, not at all. I'm just poking fun at you.
Just poking fun at me. So, wood badge, it is one of the things that I like to say, wood badge is to adults as NYLT is to youth. It gives us as adults the opportunity to go out and to be a scout. We start with a Cub Scout program, and by the time we leave, we're not quite as an Eagle Scout, but that's kind of what our ticket would be if you're going to equate to a scout. So because when you go through Cubs through Eagle, you've got all that learning. So us as adults, we don't always know when we're in a scouting role. So I've done Boy Scouts for a long time, or Scouts BSA, and I've kind of come out of that Cub Scout role I don't know what Cub Scouts does. So Wood Badge gives us an opportunity to start as Cub Scouts and to finish as Boy Scouts. And along that way, we work a ticket should be similar to an Eagle project. I don't know. So, yeah.
So Kerry, you were talking about working a ticket.
Yes.
Explain that to those like, I'm not sure if Randy's ever been to Wood Badge, but I know I have because I'm a proud antelope. And so, you know.
One of the proud and the few. So
Yes.
Hey, I am too.
All the way.
you know, one of my goals as a course director is to have an antelope patrol.
And you know, Jim, I can tell that you're a Wood Badge grad because of the uniform you're wearing. But never mind. That's a different question.
This is my work uniform.
So,
No pressure. No pressure.
Last W's.
all right.
Yeah.
Got one minute here.
Rein them back in, Kerry.
Ran it back in. So your ticket is you have 5 goals, and they're kind of personal goals. They don't have to be big goals, but it's what do you want to take back to your scouting unit. We had one. We've had a lot. So trying to think of examples of tickets that people might have seen in our community. Rendezvous, Camporee,
Round table.
So, you know, tickets are things that you want to bring back to your unit, bring back to your council, and they're things that you do for your personal growth and development and scouting. One of our Cub Masters made a songbook. You know, they wanted things to take back to their units. And these things are done, there is a timely manner. You know, it has to be done within 18 months from the date that the course ends. So you have 18 months after that to finish this. Yeah. I wish I had a...
I have a
Okay.
question.
Go ahead, Scott.
So, Kerry, what would you say to somebody, and I'll use myself as an example, that says, you know, I don't have to go through Wood Badge because I went back in 1994 or whenever it was I went. What would your response to that be?
It's true, you don't have to, but why not? You can still attend. It's a new course. So the curriculum that we're going to be doing this for, well, our course will be in 21, but it's a 2020 course, but it's a brand new course. So you can come and attend Wood Badge. There's always something new to learn. And there's always more friends out there. We are a big council. And that's one of the things, our course, because of COVID and missing, you know, our course, which should have been just 2 months ago, we have staff that are coming up from Crater Lake Council. We have staff from Cascade Pacific Council. So we kind of span a broad spectrum of Oregon. So it allows us to meet our neighbors. And, you know, if you took the course 20 years ago, take it again today. You might find out that there's something new that you can learn or you can offer. That's the one nice thing about this program is because it's for adults, we as adults are out there and we don't always know who's available as a resource for us. And we make friends and we find that, you know, we all have skills and we don't know what we have until we're all together.
Thank you. And I think that's one of the things for me, that one of the more important things of taking in-person trainings, and Wood Badge is the ultimate in-person training, I think, but is the fact that and like you said, 20 years ago, there's new content to the course now. But not only is it the new content, but you also, it's the resources, it's the people that you meet that you can later talk to when you're running into issues or problems, and they might have already been through that and said, here's how we handled it. So.
And like Jim said, you know, teaching about Zoom, you know, I don't think we're going to have a computer course, but I'm sure there's something there that could be taught to somebody new. You know, it's about developing more trained leaders. We need to all be on the same page. And Wood Badge allows us as adults to do that. There's a lot of trainings that we don't get to, and Wood Badge allows us. So there are some required trainings. What is they like? I can't think right now, but there are some required trainings that Wood Badge takes place of. So if you have your training for your specific role in scouting, but aren't able to do some of the others, you can come to Wood Badge and get them all done.
Well, Kerry, this sounds like it's all for the Scouts BSA. Is that what you're saying to us?
It is all from Scouts BSA. There is everything comes from Scouts BSA.
No Cub Scouts to come in at all. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, there's Cub Scouts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, we go through an entire Cub Scout portion. We spend about a day and a half being Cub Scouts.
So should our den leaders attend?
Say that again?
Should our den leaders attend?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
What about committee chairs?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
All Scouters.
All Scouters. So, and Wood Badge isn't just a scouting. You're not just learning scouting. There's a lot of life in Wood Badge. There's a lot of leadership. You're going to learn your leadership roles, which you can take back to work and take into your family. So it's not just scouting that we're learning. We're learning how to be servant leaders. We're learning how to be mentors. It's not a professional course, but it's a professional course.
We're learning how to listen too.
We are learning how to listen. So, you know, we're learning how to plan tools and assess tools, and we're learning how to teach. And so for me, one of the things that I got out of Wood Badge is I'm sitting in my son's bedroom, but I'm talking to a group of people that I'm not a public presenter, and this is really not something that I'm strong, but I can do it. And Wood Badge has given me that, it's given me the ability to be part of a group, to be okay to talk to people and not be afraid of people. And this is just my own scouting experience, to be a leader where I never thought I would be a leader. And for people to see that. So, you know, if it wasn't for this program, I probably would have bowed out of scouting a long time ago. I love the program because of what it brings to our units and to our youth and to our council. And I truly believe that everybody should be trained and should take an active role in getting trained. We have a lot of people who just, who oh, I'll do it later, or it's not for me, or I don't have the time. So one of the things that's really nice about our course is that it's 5 days. It'll be a Friday, Saturday, and a Sunday, and a Saturday and a Sunday. And that's a nice thing about the new curriculum. You know, it's not a 6-day, it's a 5-day. You know, we're trying to get the weekends, and it's for everybody. And for those who say that they can't make it, and make it. It's not just for you, it's for your youth, it's for your son, for your daughter, for your grandchild who's in the program. You know, there's just so much that can be learned. We have a lot of adult scouters who have come out of the program who are now part of our district, you know, our district trainers. And yeah, so.
Very good. So now I have a leading question from Melissa Hogan. Melissa, you got a new leader on here. that might be able to take advantage of some of the things we're talking about. Because Wood Badge is on the top end of the entire training continuum, right?
Right.
You want to introduce your new leader who's here with us tonight?
Anita Thompson. Oh, I'm sorry, Kelly Lay. I'm sorry. I just texted you.
New ones. Anita's been around a while.
Okay. Well, we have Kelly Lay on here, and Kelly actually came up from California, and she's highly knowledgeable in scouting, and I think she's going to be awesome. And she's in one of our larger areas, which is in Coos Bay. We're very excited to have her. She's been working with PAC 314 for a little bit, and she already has 5 kids that are interested as far as joining her group. She already has her committee together, and we're just trying to solidify the final details. So Kelly, you want to say hi?
Hi, Kelly.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
Welcome.
So Kelly, you and Kerry get equal time. So Kelly, you're up.
I'm up. I didn't prepare anything.
That's okay. That's okay. Another time for sure. Yeah. So we're glad you're up here and participating in scouting. And one of our other old friends that's participating in scouting, but he's here from a long way away, is my old friend Greg Minkley. Greg,
Hi, everybody.
you don't get equal time though.
Greg, is
Oh,
that,
I had a question for Kerry. I get a lot of common thread questions. I've done my position-specific training, either online or in person. Why should I do Wood Badge?
Why wouldn't you want to do Wood Badge? Because you can do all the training you want online, but in-person training with a cohort is, it's not, yeah. It's irreplaceable. It's priceless.
the other thing I think, Kerry, and correct me if I'm wrong, but my opinion is that that leader-specific training helps you in your position. Really what Wood Badge does, especially for newer people, is it helps them understand all of our programs.
Right, right. Absolutely. Because we touch on all the programs. So, yes, Jim.
When I attended my Wood Badge 24.5 years ago, I was the roundtable commissioner. And what Kerry said earlier is really a good thing, because you have people from other councils. And Oregon Trail Council does things certain ways, CPC does them, Crater does them, and that. And part of my ticket was to visit every district in Oregon Trail Council. And I went to every district's roundtable to see what they did. And Wood Badge helps you grow as a person, as a scouter too. So what Scott said, you know, yeah, you can get specific training to be roundtable commissioner, but it opens your mind up to all of these other opportunities that there are out there to volunteer even more of your time. But it's a wonderful course.
Yes.
Yeah, I think a lot of us agree about that, Jim, for sure. Rob, you're sitting in the background. Do we have any other questions from the field?
We don't have anything coming out in chat, but you got a pretty active group this evening. It's great turnout.
I have one for Greg. Greg, is that the Stanford University in Odessa, Texas?
Yeah, it's a satellite campus.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I wish.
Did you bring us some landscape photography from down there, Greg?
If y'all are into brown pictures, yeah, sure. There's as many different shades of brown here as there are green in Oregon.
Yeah, but our Oregon green is probably prettier than your Texas
Oh,
brown.
Amen. Oh,
I think I prefer the green myself. Hey, Roy Walter, I see that you're on for the first time ever. Welcome. Do you want to say a couple of words there?
There, I finally got the button hit right. I still haven't figured out this Zoom for a first time. I'm saying it sounds like you guys are all doing a good job. You know, I have a little biased opinion, being a past section advisor and involved heavily in OA. So there is other training out there if you're an OA member
Absolutely.
that moves above and beyond Wood Badge. But I won't go into that. I don't want to step in on your party on that aspect. So if you have any questions, you can always contact me about those programs that we have available.
And
It was
perhaps
good to
that's
see
a
all of
topic
you.
for another time, huh?
Yeah, well, another time if you're interested.
Yeah.
Next Thursday, Randy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. What are you doing next Thursday, Roy?
Still
I think-
remodeling on the house. I got a bathroom to finish up.
Yeah, I know the feeling. Yeah. Next Thursday is we're going to talk about coping with COVID next Thursday. Highlight what units are doing. Continue to talk about what this looks like for us going into the future. So we're trying to keep this relevant and timely, and yet give us all some information to work with. Do we have other questions, comments, concerns? Roy, you're actually there. Very good.
I figured it out.
He's
All
a
right.
techno whiz.
The only other thing I would say, Randy, is those of you that have influence in this way, please make sure, we need to make sure that our scouts are staying connected with scouting.
Absolutely.
If we let them slip away, it's going to be a real challenge to bring them back. So, and I've said it before, but I think we've got a great opportunity to connect not only new scouts, but we've got an opportunity to connect our families far better than we have in the past, because families are doing things together right now. And, you know, Rob can tell you that, you know, seeing the families doing virtual day camp together has just been a tremendous experience to see them all working together, enjoying things together, parents and youth alike. So get them engaged.
Very good. Appreciate that. Well, we're at the top of the hour now. If you'd like to hang around and chat with people, that's fine. But I would say that the official part of our evening is over. But by all means, hang around and swap stories or lies, in my case, about odds and ends. Thank you for attending. We'll see you next Thursday.